Next topic is to talk about the slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. This is shorthand for the word parallel. This is shorthand for the word perpendicular. Okay, determine the slopes of parallel lines. What do you know about parallel lines? They never touch. They never intersect. So if you have two lines that never intersect, what can you tell me about those two lines, about their slope? They're the same slope, the same steepness. If they had different steepnesses, then one would eventually go touch the other, right? Cross it. Okay, so this says if M1 and M2 represent the slopes of two non-vertical parallel lines, then the slopes are equal. So what you need to take out of that, parallel lines, slopes are equal. Parallel lines, slopes are equal. So let's go do this first example. We'll come back to the second one in a second. Write the equation of a line passing through the point -4, 1, parallel to the line given by x plus 3y equals 6. Okay, what two things do you need in order to write the equation of a line? Point and a slope. Do they give you the point? Yes. Do they give you the slope? Sort of. It's hidden. They tell you it's parallel to that line. Could you go tell me the slope of that line? Yeah, but before you do that, x plus 3y equals 6. You need to manipulate it into y equals mx plus b. So subtract the x's. I get 3y equals negative x plus 6. Divide everything by 3. And I get y equals negative 1/3 x plus 2. What is the slope of that line? Negative 1/3. It's the number in front of the x. The slope of this line is negative 1/3. We want the slope of a line parallel to this line. So what slope do we want? The same, negative 1/3. So we have a slope of negative 1/3. We have the point -4, 1. Could you give me the equation of that line? I'm going to go write down y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus 1 equals m negative 1/3 times x minus x1 negative 4, so x plus 4. There's the equation of the line that goes through this point with a, that is parallel to that line. That's the answer right there. All right, let's go talk about perpendicular. Perpendicular lines, they intersect in a right angle, by the way. If you have two lines that are perpendicular, there's something special about their slopes, and if M1 and M2 represent slopes of two non-vertical perpendicular lines, then M1 is equal to negative 1 over M2. I usually don't write it that way. I just say perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. Negative reciprocal slopes for perpendicular lines. What does that mean? Opposite reciprocals. I'm going to kind of go over to the side and to the bottom of this page. This is another example I should have probably written before doing the one up there. So example. Find the slope of the perpendicular line. If I tell you that one line that I'm giving you, if the slope is, say, -2/3, what's the slope of the perpendicular line going to be? +3/2. Make sense? If I told you that the slope of the line that I'm giving you is 5, what's the slope of the perpendicular line? Negative, and then flip it, so it'd be 1/5. Questions there? Okay, go up here. Write the equation of the line passing through. So I'm going to give you the point, 2, -3, and I'm going to tell you it's perpendicular to this line. Again, what two things do you need in order to write the equation of a line? A point, check, and a slope. Check-ish. Okay, what's the line that I gave you? Y equals 1/5 x plus 3. What's the slope of this line? 1/5. So what's the slope of the line that we want that's perpendicular to that? -5. -5/1, but -5. So now I have my slope and I have my point. I have the two things I need to write the equation of a line. Y minus -3 is equal to the slope times x minus 2. There's my answer.